Umbrella. So, I'm old enough to remember life before the internet, and I wanted to paint for you some kind of contrast between what we had back in the 90s and what we have now, apparently. Or at least what we started having with the internet in the early 2000s. The internet started exploding in the early 2000s. But let me quickly tell you what life was like in the 90s for me growing up as a kid. Watching the Power Rangers. It was really cool watching it on Fox Kids. That's right. That's right. Not Fox News, but the other one. The other Fox channel network. Channel 13 in my neck of the woods in Oregon. It was really fun. It was really good. And they would have some contests sometimes. It was really good. Because it's like, it's like you draw something and you send it in. Like, draw a Power Ranger. You make up a new bad guy for the Power Rangers to fight. They're gonna go and fight them like never ever before. That's right. Call up Billy, who was my favorite, and then it was Tommy, R.I.P. Oh my favorite now. Tommy the Green Ranger, the green, white, red, black, and all the other colors of the rainbow. So it's like you you send it to them. You send them some fan mail, and maybe they'll show it on the show or something, or on a website or something. Maybe you'll win. Maybe they'll publish it. Maybe they won't. And it was good, and it was okay if you didn't win. You knew that you might not win, but you submit the stuff for the contest. We have contests. It's like whether it was like art or a poem or American's Most Funniest Videos with your host Bob Saget. Again, R.I.P. Rest in peace, Bob Saget, the Green Ranger, Betty White. All these people. It's like all these people dying this year. More to come. Because of the thing, the thing. I wrote a song about it. Stick it in your arm. Stick it in your arm. That's right, it's your host. I'm your host, Oatmeal Random, with over 10,000 videos. That's right, the founder of over 10,000 videos. That's right, I'm not Flounder from Little Mermaid. I'm not black. Remember? I'm not black, goddammit. Flopper, all these weirdos out there. Hey, I'm not black, but I wanna be. Making trouble in your neighborhood. Slapping Chris Rock. Got one little fight. My mom got mad. She said you're gonna run for president like The Rock. You smell what oatmeal cooking. I tell you, it was good. And like we would have these contests back in the day. Probably since the dawn of time. Who knows when it all started. But it's like if you're old enough to remember, you remember. If you're old enough to remember, you'd remember. Unless if you're really old, then you don't remember anything. Unless if you pick up a pen or an art thing, bobber, based on a TikTok video I saw, and then boom, you remember. Oh my god, my daughter's getting married. A second ago, I couldn't remember anything. Maybe this whole video was staged. Who knows? Now I remember. Oh my god, my daughter's getting married. She's like 30. What am I, 70, 80? Why am I so old? I don't know. But I'm old enough. I'm not old like that guy in that TikTok video. I wouldn't want to be. Never. Even when I'm that old, I want to. Don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you bad. I don't want to. It's like, here's the point of this video. This video right now. Here's the point I'm trying to drive into your nugget. Your nugget of a nugget. That's your brain, okay? On drugs. Don't do drugs. I have to say that for you too. For the AI and for the fact checkers, do not flag this video. But then again, they probably will. Like they've done it before. And they said to me that I can't make YouTube channels. I can't have YouTube channels, so apparently I'm not allowed to upload this. And especially the videos I uploaded on the last day of November 2022. I just uploaded them to TikTok. I mean, no way. Can't say penis. Can't say penis on TikTok. They removed my video. But I uploaded the videos to Twitter. Right. They're competing against YouTube. That's right. Losing my mind. Like, do I risk it all? Well, I already lost 10,000 videos on YouTube, so it's like I lost everything. And then I lose Discord, I lose Facebook, I lost Twitter before, Instagram. I get hit pretty hard on TikTok and Snapchat. A lot of other places. So it's like, it comes to the point where you're like, feeling pretty beaten up. And I do, a lot of times. And it's pretty troubling sometimes. When you get beaten up, you feel like you're just gonna like, what, give up or something? Maybe. So I don't know how I feel about all that. But I wanted you to know that I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to go on a rant and paint for you a contrast between what we used to have back in the day and what we have now. I'm taking my time saying a bunch of random stuff because I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. Rambling Rod. I'm control of my neighborhood. I feel like it's kind of good, kind of fun to do it. Sometimes I feel like I just need to make crazy videos, and I do that for TikTok sometimes. And I do that for YouTube, but then it gets pretty frustrating when it's like, I lose it all. And then some people like Roy are like, it's all poop. I'm like, God damn it. That's a terrible word, terrible picture. But he's trying to make a point, Mr. Roy Mac. But he's dead now, so nobody cares. Not funny, but it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Kind of like Fred, he's dead. Lived across the street. Me and my father were like, I wish upon a star. Twinkle, twinkle, I wonder what you are. Wake up in the morning. Where you go? You gone. But I got your Legos. Then like 20 years later, I meet Lego Man Mark. Wow. You must have came out of the Legos. Wow. Amazing. So it's like, let me tell you, in a very roundabout way, a very indirect way. So I'm trying to tell you a story. It's like, they would have these contests, and you would enter them, whether they be like for poems, art, American's Most Funniest Videos with Bob Saget. It's like you give it to them. You pay money. You would pay money to send it through the snail mail. That's right. It's like before email. Not before email, but you know what I mean. It's like, because email existed since like 89 or something. Not a lot of people had it until like years later in the 90s or in the 2000s. You know, like my first email address was like in 98 with like I think it was with Yahoo, and they had instant messaging. But it's like a lot of people started joining the internet, started using the internet in the 90s, and then more people started using it after that. But it's like this the concept of the internet grew. The understanding of it grew. It expanded gradually. It wasn't all of a sudden. For people who were there, who remember, it happened over the course of like many years, especially in the 90s. And the biggest thing that probably happened was when Facebook came about. And when Facebook started becoming really big, then Mark Zuckerberg started saying, this is a platform for all ideas. And so the idea for these big social media networks was like, this is your house, this is your home, your digital home, like whatever you think you have, in the real world it's not important anymore. You will eat the bugs. You will have nothing. You will be happy, kind of thing. It's like Agenda 2030 with WEF. It's like, think about this. What's like WTF instead of WEF? But it's like, think about this. Think about that. Like, the idea early on, not really early on, but at least around like 2007 or 2010, around that era, you have those big platforms rising up to the top of the Eye of the Tiger. You know that song, Eye of the Tiger, good song. And my understanding, my emotions, my perspective was like, this is really good. Facebook, YouTube, and some of the other websites, like MySpace was really big around that time. And my perspective really was like, I can upload a lot of stuff and anything I want within reason, I mean like, I understood that some things may be off limit. Like if it's really, really bad, very, very illegal, something like that. But it's like, for the most part, it's like, where is that line of what is off limits? What is breaking the rules, the community guidelines, the policies, the terms of service, all that kind of stuff? It's like, the line is there, but the problem was the selective enforcement of the rules and how the rules were changing and all that kind of stuff started happening. I mean, it was happening a little bit, and then it started happening more and more in the 2010s. But the crazy thing about all of this is, like, Facebook was promoted as a place where you can have your world, your home digitally. It's like a digital house or a digital apartment or a digital living room. And it's like, it's very crazy because it's like, that's how it was sold to you originally, to a lot of people. People like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. He was like that. He was saying stuff like that. He said it in a famous interview, and he was like, yeah, it's a platform for all ideas. And it was like, the idea for a lot of people was like, I can put my computer on my Facebook. And it's like, now it's my private property. And people say, well, Facebook's a private company. It's not, but even if it was, like, think about that. And then there's Section 230 in the U.S., what do they call it? Like, what is it? Is it a code? Not exactly a law. Is it a code? Is it a law? Is there a difference between a law and a code? Is it a bill? What is it? What is Section 230? I don't remember exactly how it's classified, but people talk about that stuff a lot. You could see that, obviously. It's like the difference between a publisher and a platform. The difference is, like, a publisher is like a newspaper, and they have the ability to, like, edit the articles or not publish them, like delete them, so they're not published. And Facebook has done that a lot to people. They remove stuff, so that's something that a publisher would do. But they have immunity to what people are posting as a platform. And they get government funding. They got government funding, which means they're not exactly private, or I would say, I doubt that they're private, because it's like, can government really give you money if you're private? Anyways, I wasn't really going to talk a lot about that, and I don't want to really go deep into that. I mean, ranting about, is Is it a publisher? Is it a platform? What's the difference between the two? I didn't really want to harp a lot about that, and I don't really want to repeat myself. I'm gonna repeat myself when I talk about some of these things because I'm pretty passionate about that. And I think it's kind of fun to talk about, even if nobody else does, kind of thing. Because I just want to kind of upload my thoughts on the matter in written form. I mean, audio form. What am I thinking? Audio form. This is my audio. This is my audio. I think about that stuff sometimes. I think about what words to use and stuff. But the point of this video was to make a contrast between Facebook and the Power Rangers. Power Rangers, they had a contest. Some contest. And then every once in a while in the 90s. And they would be like, send in your drawings and maybe they'll win. Or maybe you'll win something, like a prize, money or something. Or maybe you win, maybe you don't. But like the losers didn't like sue Fox and Saban and the Japanese people and bomb them with a bomb. Oh no, that's history. World War II, if you don't know. Alright, YouTube? Susie. You want to delete more of my videos? Alright. But seriously, it's like you don't do that. I mean they didn't do that. They didn't sue the Power Rangers, but like, you didn't show my drawing. Oh my God, you're censoring me. Because it was a contest. And it's like, it was understood. And so it's like, depending on the kind of website you might be, whether you're a small website or a big website, whether you're some kind of social media, a forum, a video platform, or some kind of combination therein, like, you have to decide how you want to do it, what you want to do. Do you want to be like a platform for all ideas like Mark Zuckerberg said of Facebook? Where you're like, oh yeah, we'll let you put your whole entire computer on our website. And there's no limit to the stories, which is like crazy to say. When you're like, you're not letting people know what the rules are, like, how many videos can I upload to Facebook? I mean, of course they might say, well, each video can only be like 10 gigabytes. Or back in the day, it was probably less than that. Now it's probably more than that. But it's like, including like YouTube and other websites, like, they may tell you what the limit is per post, per video, per photo. Like, they'll probably let you know. Or they'll just let you know when it's too big or something. They'll be like, oh, sorry, that's too big. Oh, you should have told me that in the first place. Geez, it's too bad you can't just put that in writing underneath the button when I click on upload. All you had to do, I've been a web designer. I was creating Mea Omnia. It was supposed to be like an everything app, but kind of like what Elon Musk is trying to do with Twitter right now. But it's like, as a web designer, I can tell you, it could be done. Do I have to go work on everybody's website to show you how it's done? One of the things I don't like is, on a lot of websites, they don't have links to other websites. They have links to web pages within their own website. That's right, within their own website, but not to other websites. Like, even Alex has that problem. Of all people, why him? They have band.video, like, and it should link to Infowars, but it's like, I don't think it does. Maybe somewhere, but not at the top of the screen. It's like, there's a lot of examples of that, and that kind of bothers me. It's like, web design, it's like with Facebook and YouTube, it's like, they should let you know what the rules are, what the limits are. Like, tell me what the rules are. Like, how many times can I post? Let me know. But it's not posted until you go beyond that limit, and it's pretty devastating. And it's like, you should let people know, and you should be clear about what the rules are, and you should enforce the rules equally for everybody, but they don't, and that's pretty devastating. And it bothers me when people don't understand what's going on. Kind of irritates me, yeah. That's right. I get a little bit irritated sometimes, but it is what it is. And I think that if a website wants to be like the Power Rangers and be like, we're more of a publisher and we're only gonna publish some of the stuff that you're posting, I think that would be at least a little honest. You want to be honest sometimes. Like me, I try to be honest with myself and tell myself, I don't like the way you look and stuff. I don't like the way you talk and stuff. And I try to give myself constructive criticism when I'm writing and talking and everything else. And I try to work on things. Try to get better. Try to be honest. I love integrity and stuff. And I get flustered and stuff. And it's hard sometimes. But it's like, it's devastating. Because it's like, you begin to trust them. And that's what I was doing. Even though I knew better. In a lot of ways, maybe not in all the ways. I started trusting Facebook and YouTube and a lot of places. I'm pretty gullible. I've been pretty gullible. I try to grow out of it and stuff, but it's like I mostly just see in other people what I see in myself. The kind of world that I want to have, kind of thing. I think Ian has that problem on Timcast, kind of thing. You just want to see the best in people, which is good, but it's also bad because people can be pretty bad. Dennis Prager would tell you that, and it's like people are pretty bad. Jordan Peterson should know better. He shouldn't be like, oh yeah, Matt Pence is a nice guy. I don't think so. He should have did the thing on that one day that I can't talk about because I got my videos deleted because I talked about it that one day. There's so many things that I can't talk about, and I feel like maybe I should just should I be like Steven Crowder and dance around certain thoughts and stuff so that I can stay on YouTube? But it's like I'm a nobody, and like then I hear people like Chrissie talking about being swatted by the cops or the FBI. You know, it's like anybody can like call you up or like call them. I mean, and have the police come on over and make trouble in the neighborhood. And it's like, that's pretty devastating. So I think about that kind of stuff too sometimes. Because it's like, I'm somewhat public. I mean, I'm not really big, comparatively speaking to bigger people like Trump, Kanye West, Alex, even Chrissie, and a bunch of other people. Like, they're bigger. I'm very small, comparatively. I mean, like, some people may have seen me on and off, but I don't have any, like, crazy fans after all these years. I have people who are somewhat casual fans or haters and everything else. You know, different combinations of things. People look at me sometimes. They might read some of my stuff, my blogs, and whatever else that I have online. They might watch a few seconds of my videos here and there. Like this video. Like, for example, if you're actually watching all 23 minutes or 24 minutes, you know, you're one of the few. Probably, I imagine. I have no idea. I guess it's random. I guess it depends on the person and everything. But with that said, it's like still, even I worry about it. And who am I? I'm just a nobody in some ways. I'm somebody in a way, but in another way I'm not. And there may be reasons for that. But that's not the point of this video anyway. Because I'm ranting and stuff, I just wanted to like drop that into the conversation that maybe I feel a little insecure and stuff. Maybe I should be. Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe that's why I built snowman sandcastles. I try to Blake Web the Kathy Pikes, all 10,000 Kathy Pikes that YouTube runs off with. I feel pretty mental eased about it. I just want to cause then that's probably not going to work either, because people will probably seek my battleship. That's right. And then it probably wouldn't work. It's interesting hearing about Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, getting his finger cut off or sliced up. Is that what happened? I have no idea. Mr. Umbrella, did that really happen? Really? Wow. I don't know what to say about that. Like, totally off? Like, so Amber Heard cut his finger, like, completely or partly? Like, through the bone? I was thinking about that when I was watching that. It was, Chrissie went live a few hours ago, so I was watching and I was like, oh no, Jacob, oh no, this person, that person. I don't mean to really single people out, but I do sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm not worthy to, but sometimes I don't care. But this is how I feel at the moment. I think my life is pretty good in some ways, but in other ways I feel pretty devastated because I just feel pretty behind schedule when I'm working on my projects and trying to get stuff done, and I feel like, oh man, maybe I should be like the Power Rangers and have a bunch of contests and stuff. It's like, that worked out for a lot of people. Americans' Most Funniest Videos did it with your host, Bob Saget. Like, a lot of people did it, and they probably still do it. Like, some people do it. But then platforms like Facebook and YouTube have the audacity to be like, put your whole entire world on our website, and there's no absolute, limit. There's no limit at all. You can just upload all day long. It's like, give me a break. It's like, are you doing this on purpose to, psychologically mess with my brain? Well, it's working. It's working. You're messing with my brains. What are you guys doing? Getting funding from the government? From DARPA? Is that what you're doing? You working with these people? You're working with the CIA, the FBI, the CIA. Did I say CIA already? Oh, geez, I'm in a loop. Somebody's pulling the strings again. Must be MK Ultra. Man, oh man. That video that guy, the father, did, and I was watching it on Alex today. Wednesday, last day of November 2022. So it's like he's talking about his son. No more. I can't talk about it. Maybe I can, but I don't want to get this video deleted or my channel deleted. Another channel deleted unfairly without a third strike. And YouTube is ignoring my tweets on Twitter and my emails after they deleted 10,000 videos unfairly. And it's like people need to sue them and stuff and try to send me the copy of my videos. But it's like, so I'm watching the video of the guy from Canada, and he's like, my son is no more. I'm not gonna say 2 months, but he's like, he was so devastated. He's like, Justin doesn't care. In Canada, Mr. Overlord, he wasn't even elected. Whoa. This video is definitely gonna get taken down because I said the E word. Believe it or not. Mark my words. I don't want this video to be deleted or my channel to be deleted, but that's how I got my last channel suspended, terminated, because I said a word. And they took it out of context. The AI took it out of context. The fact checkers from India took it out of context, and so they deleted my 10,000 videos. And I'm trying to write articles about it and make videos about it, trying to send it to everybody I know on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and email and everywhere else online on my blogs and everything. And I've been talking about this since October 2022, and some of this started back in 2017, 5 years ago, on YouTube, and some of the other stuff started happening 10 years ago on Facebook and other places 10 years ago or more, 12 years ago in some cases, 13 years ago in other cases. This kind of stuff happens to me, happens to millions of people in a lot of different ways all around the world. It's pretty devastating. And you should be like, angry. I'm angry. And it's like, wow. That's pretty devastating. The crazy thing is, we can't really talk about it, but hopefully Elon can put pressure on YouTube and Facebook to be like, hey, you need to stop doing this. You need to stop, like, stealing videos from oatmeal. We need to go back to the days of the 90s. And yeah, just the 90s, because that's the last decade I can remember. I mean, it's like the last 2 decades, I don't really understand the differences between the aughts and the tens. Do they call the aughts the zeros? 2000 to 2009. Like, what was the fashion all about? The culture, the politics. I guess I sort of can see it in my mind, but is it different than the 2010s? I don't know. But it's like, I remember the 90s. That's what I like. That's what I remember. And I like contests. And I think it's pretty crazy to be like, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Meta. Oh my God, the metaverse. And him losing all that money. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I know that's pretty devastating, and I think it's pretty crazy, and I think, like, it's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up in a lot of ways, and it's like, it's crazy to be like Facebook, to be like, oh yeah, you can just upload whatever you want, goddammit. As much as you want, there's no limit. It's like, what? That makes me want to cry. It makes me want to flip over a 7-Eleven, a table, like, Jesus. Like, that's pretty devastating. And it's like, psychologically, it's like crazy. Like, MK Ultra crazy. It's crazy because it's like, it really does mess with your brain, because it's like you get the expectation, you have this new expectation now, because Facebook spoiled you. You're like a kid. Your parent was Facebook. You're spoiled crazy. Spoiled out of your mind. And you expect all the websites to have unlimited stories capabilities. And then slowly but surely they drag you through the muds. It's like, it's a drug. You're addicted to the drug of Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Hopefully Twitter can turn around and do things a little bit differently. And they are a little bit now, but they still got a long ways to go. But it's a little bit better. And they drag you through the mud, and they have the drug, and they're like, if you want to stay, you're going to have to do this. Now you're going to have to do that. And they're like training us to do whatever they say, because we're addicted to them. And they got the monopoly or the cartel power. Like, it's kind of like a monopoly. It's kind of like a cartel. It's mostly a cartel in that they're working together. The big tech platforms, the websites, the companies, the corporations. That's the word. Corporations. I wanted to say corporatism. That's why I hesitated. And I was like, I'm going to say corporatism. But then the other part of my brain was like, no, don't say that. You need to say the other word. So I'm like, oh man. So I hesitate. That's why I hesitate, because I'm like fighting inside my brain. I relate to Kanye West when he said on Temple, like, I have 7 thoughts at the same time. That's what he said, 7 thoughts at the same time, and he has to decide which way to go when he's talking. And I'm like that a lot too, and I don't know how many of you guys are like that too, but that's why I will kind of stop when I'm talking or writing, but especially when I'm talking, because my brain is going in like 10 different directions, maybe 20 different directions, a lot. And I have to like force myself to be like, okay, I'm talking, and let's go in this direction. But as a writer, I can see myself going in different directions. So it's like, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say like, maybe you're Moses from that Steven Crowder skit. You see a baby, and the baby has a long beard. The baby doesn't say anything, and so Dave says, "Oh, maybe he has Asperger's." Yeah, I think he has Asperger's because he doesn't say anything. Oh, the baby's not crying. Baby Moses. Yeah, just put it in the basket because you know. Hey, girl, your body might. Sorry, what am I saying? I was gonna say your body, but my choice. Haha. But seriously, I mean, like, it's your body and it's your choice. So just put Moses from the Bible in the basket. He's not crying because he has Asperger's. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. My mom said I don't cry as a baby. Oh my God, what does that mean?